Okay, we're on the orthographic projection question on page 120, question 2. It's the one on the left we're doing. So this object here on the left, it's not really anything. It says basically we have to draw a front elevation looking in the direction of arrow A, end view looking in the direction of arrow B, and a plan projected from A above. So we have to draw elevation, plan, and end view. Again, going back to look at it, A is our front. Here's the front of the object, which means we're looking in at the end view from the left. So if we shine in the torch from the left, it's going to end up on the right hand side. So I'm going to draw my elevation and plan. My end view is going to be on the right hand side. Important things before we start: the sizes. So the overall height of the elevation, 75. The overall width of the elevation is 100. So I'll set up a box 100 by 75. I'll come and set my plan up then. The plan, the very depth of the plan, so from back to front, is 70 mil. So when I come down to set up my plan, it's going to be 70 mil, and then I'll set up my end elevation. So I'm going to set up the 3 boxes for the elevation, plan, and end view before I do any of the detail. Alright, I've set up my elevation, so I have the outline of the elevation set up, 100 wide, 75 high. I'm going to come down 20 as we always do for the plan. So that would be the back of the plan, start of the plan. And the back to front of the object is 70. So I'm going to come down 70 mil, and now I've got the outline of the plan. So I've got the outline of the elevation and plan. I'm going to project the outline of the end view. So this is me connecting the views together again. Same thing, edge of the elevation and plan, where it cuts the XY line. I'm going to put in my 45-degree angle. So this allows me to draw my end view. I'm going to take my front and back of the plan, and I'm going to take those up to elevation. All construction lines. I'm drawing them a bit darker than I normally would, so you can see them. On your drawing, you should be barely able to see these. So that gives me my height ring cross. Now I've got the outline of the end view. So I've got my elevation, end view is here, and my plan is down here. Now this question is a real orthographic projection question, and what I mean by that is you can't actually draw this object without connecting the view. So what we're looking at is most of it we can draw. We've got a radius 35 here, that's fairly straightforward. We can see the size of these are 20 wide by 15. I've got a problem here, and it's this: I don't know what that length is there. So that measurement there isn't given to us, or how far it comes down. So the height from there down isn't given. So this slot, we're missing measurements on it. So unless I've got the views connected together, I'm not going to be able to draw on that slot. If I connect them together properly, I will be able to, and I'll show you how now. I'm going to start off by drawing most of the plan, because I've got this circle, and I'm going to see that as a circle in plan. Alright, so my plan. I've got a circle to draw in plan. I need to find a center line. So halfway down here is 35 mil, and I'm going to put a center line on my drawing. Can't draw circles without center lines. So center line down along here gives me the bit of the drawing. It's a radius 35, so I'm going to step in 35 mil. That gives me the center, and I need to see where the circle is going to hit the outsides of the object. So before I draw the circle at all, I put on center lines. It's going to hit here, here, and here. I come along and I start to set it up. And I'm going to check first, is it going to touch all 3 points? That looks pretty good. Sometimes you might have to move the compass point around a little bit, so you might have to just adjust it a little bit to make it work. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. So there is my curve drawn in plan. So I said it's only in plan I'm going to see it as a real curve. I've got a line coming across here to show the start of the slanted section. These 2 pieces here are 20 by 15 millimeters. So I'm going to come down here 15, and I'm going to come up 15, and put 2 construction lines on. Step in here 20, and I'm going to draw a construction line there. That's going to give me those two sections. Now I could have equally have drawn those in elevation. I could have just stepped in here 20 mm in elevation to draw it. It doesn't really matter. That is most of the plan done, but I'm missing the section with the slot, and we'll come back to that in a few minutes. So that is most of my plan. That makes life a lot easier when I come to draw the elevation, because I can bring up my widths now. So I've got my widths up here. By bringing this up, that automatically gives me the top section. Here it is. I bring the end of the curve up. Here it is. And I know the base piece is up 20. So I've measured up 20 mm. Just extend this up a little bit. Measure up from 20 mm. And that is the base section. So that is the curved section in my elevation. And the slant joins from here down to that. And that's that done. It tells me in the question that the slot, here it is down 30. So it comes down here at 30 millimeters. So it's 30 mm deep. I can draw this in the elevation, but I can't actually see it. It's in the end elevation I'm going to see that. So I'm going to start going to draw the end elevation now. I'm going to bring my pieces across. So in other words, I'm taking my two sections across and up to elevation. End view. Again, where it hits the 45-degree line, so it comes over, hits the 45-degree line, and up. They give me my 2 points, or 2 lines in my end view. I can draw the outline of the end view here straight away. The circular section is here in elevation, and I can bring that height across. That gives me the circular section. The 30 mm measurement is here. Here is where I see the 30 mm measurement. So I can draw the slot section in end view. There it is. If I was to draw that in the elevation, I could have done it, but I'd have to draw it with a broken line. I can bring it into elevation now. So the slot in elevation, I'll show it a broken line because I can't see it. That is the slotted section in elevation. And the great thing now is that I can find the slotted section in plan. I've got it here in elevation. I take that down to plan, that point, and that gives me the slotted section. And that is the elevation plan and end view done out, and done out correctly.